All right, we're back in the studio tonight. I'll try and keep my water and paints on this side because I do notice that it casts a shadow, but I'm filming at night, so I don't have the light from the window, which generally helps if I do film during the day. But all right, we're gonna come in with, we're gonna do, actually I should probably tell you guys what we're doing. I had been talking about I like to work from my sketchbook, and so I pulled out a sketch. This is pretty wintry. It's not done. I started it and never finished, but I actually was creating this from one of the paintings that we did in last year's challenge, 12-day challenge, and that was more abstract. I'll link that video. And I just sold that painting from my sketchbook the other day. So I just shipped it out, I think yesterday. I do sell stuff from my sketchbooks. I'm just coming in here with, I didn't wet down my paper. Maybe I should have. I don't know what color that is. I think that it was like burnt. I don't have these labeled, and I probably should have. And it's not that I don't know these colors. It's that I've got a few of them, and they're both dark. I think that's the let's see, we got a burnt sienna, and that might be it. I think that's burnt sienna. And I just love how it's got a purpley tint to it, so it feels very wintry, winter sky like. And that's another thing that I like, a sketchbook practice. We'll probably be doing some series on that. I've been working today on like whole series that I'm going to work on next year, and I do have one video of a sketchbook habit, but I didn't do anything else. But it's very important in that you know what colors that you like to use and where you like to use them in your paintings. I need to wet these. I haven't woken up my paints. Let's do that because they're still sleeping. These Master Touch paints really do I think that they're light when I re-wet them in paint. I like them right out of the tube. They're vibrant, and I like that, but you know, I guess they just look different after they've dried and you re-wet them. They do re-wet nice though. They don't take long. I don't have to wait that long. Put some shadow. I can barely see my lines that I had drawn. I'm just using that dark color for some shadow. Let's see. There's a snowman here and a fence. I hadn't really got much past that. I did know that I was use a nice dark color for the top of the fence. I don't care if these run. I think I've said that. I could do a nice white fence, but that's boring. Then we might do like a a wagon wheel. I have a wagon wheel there in that picture, but we'll let it dry. We can work on the snow. Well, I don't want to work on the snowman because I don't want it to run into the barn. Let's maybe for the composition, I have this fence coming in here, the road coming in this way. So everything's pointing to this is the focal area, hopefully. So let's make something coming in off of the page that way. Some green. There's some green in that brown because, you know, that's gonna bleed because this is still wet. That's okay. Let's just leave that then. If that's wet there, I guess we will work on this snowman. Take a shadow color. It's just some muck on the palette. I think it's just a bunch of colors. All right. I like doing that too. Just painting with your paint water is fun too. I don't know if you guys do that. That's pretty fun. I don't like when it gets water up on the metal part of the paintbrush. You guys know what that's called? Ferrule? Is that a ferrule? I don't know that this painting will take that long. Might. I'm not really using any real painting techniques tonight. I'm pretty tired. Just nice, calm, relaxing painting. Hopefully you guys are getting close to being ready for your holiday seasons. I know if you guys are celebrating Hanukkah, that's already started, right? I think that's already started. I'm going to rinse that out. I had too much water on the brush, so use that trick where I rinse the brush off and then I can put some blue color over here. Maybe there's some. And dried, oh, I was getting ready to say I rinsed the brush off and then dry it on my towel really good and then come in and suck up any extra water on the paper, like right here. There you go. I think I'm gonna have to make this guy darker because our little snowman won't show up if I don't. But I'm at least gonna work on getting this window darker because you can't see the lights without the dark, right? That's better. And then we need to bring in, I'm trying to decide what color I want to bring in. Do I want to bring in some blue? I'm going to mix it with some of that blue color with some of that muck on my palette. Go around the snowman. I think that's dark enough. That might be the color that we need to change it. It was a, so let's see, we're using cerulean blue, and it was just a area that I had mixed. And we're going right over this brown gray color, or warm gray color, like a glaze. And those undercolors shine through. I think I'll leave it like that for now. Well, let's come in here. I probably ought to hold my paintbrush a little bit better. I don't like to hold it up here because, you know, we're not writing any novels here, we're painting. I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. I have a fence coming in like that, but maybe we'll do another building. I just dripped some water. I don't know if we can work on our, I think we can work on our wagon wheel. You know what I'm thinking? I have it as a wagon wheel, but I'm thinking I'd like to maybe do a big wreath. Let's see. Just making greenery shapes. That's another thing that's really nice to practice in your sketchbooks. Brush strokes and texture. I know on social media, you see a lot of sketchbook tours and stuff that have all these pretty, we're going to let it dry and then we'll come in with some darker. I might do some sticks or something sticking out, but you know, we see all these pretty sketchbooks, and you know, mine is not so pretty. It's a working sketchbook. I mean, I have like, while this is drying, I'll just show you. Like, I have, is this the one that I did? I'll show you like a really ugly picture, and I actually did a beautiful watercolor from it. I think, and I even have, I didn't do the whole filming. This. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. Can you see that whole thing? I did this in my sketchbook, and I have a painting that I did from it. And I entered it into, you know, the fair and won first place with my watercolor. So from an ugly painting in my sketchbook. This was just to get an idea of composition. It wasn't. Let's see. This is looking so sweet, actually. All right, let's get some branches. And then I think I'll put some snow on this, but I think it's going to have to be with gouache. I have a pen. Let's put some eyes in our snowman. I don't have a paintbrush that I can get little, so, or that, not that little. And then I like these colors. Even though they're a lot softer, they're still like vibrant. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. This is just some, I'm going to have to get some like wash or something. Just dabbing it on so that it looks rough. Oh yeah, you can tell. You can tell for sure. Perfect. Okay, so it's still wet. What do we do over here? I guess we could probably put in another fence. Do I want to do it like that? I don't think I do, because then that looks weird. Like that. Maybe like that. Oh, I do have another fence back here too. Let's see if we can get those in. Okay, that looks good. Huh. Maybe we can put a chickadee or something like that sitting on the fence. Let's do that. I'm sure that's probably too big for the perspective, but that's okay with me. All right, chickadees have black heads, kind of gray down the back of their body, so I just made that a little lighter. And they have like yellowy white bellies. There you go. That's cute. All right, so yeah, he's definitely too big, but that's okay. I need to get a good bunch of red on here, and we can do our bow. This is the middle, the knot. Just dotting some berries in there. Let's draw some just some sticks, just some different texture, that's all. something like that. Draw some feet on this bird. It's wet. That's okay. All right. I hope that you painted along and you had as much fun as I did. And I will see you tomorrow in the studio. But until then, you all stay messy, playful, and wild.